Hi there, my name is Will Keck. I'm with the Trumbull Fire Department, and this video is for my Instructor 1 project, and it is going to be over ground ladders. So, right now I'm going to set up the classroom, show you how I'm going to do that.
When you're done, just use the power button.
It's going to be a pain in the butt. Okay. Good. Okay. Perfect. do what I gotta do.
Just grab a cord for one.
Yeah, I think so. That'll just be small. I need to get Billy to unlock his computer. So I can have everything. Yeah, that's just gonna suck, but it'll be what it'll be. So, okay, I appreciate it. Okay, so my sign sheets here. Grab one sign. Okay.
Roll.
Still yeah, it's the. I just need you to unlock that as all.
Fingerprint usually works.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay. You were chapter A, not?
Yes.
Hey, Will, turn that light on over there, big light.
Which one?
Cause it's,
Can you not see it?
well, it's all white. If that'll help or not.
Same problem. I had.
Was yours clear though?
No.
So you can't see the projector?
We got it. We got it there.
You might be able to see the.
How many am I having? Only 4?
It's
Five.
maybe 5.
5? Yeah, that's not sure. How sure how many we have.
I just hit the space bar and
Okay, thanks. Thanks, sir.
you have to go back.
Video
This
pause.
one just hit back up.
No, it's still going.
How does it look on there?
It's okay, other than the screen's just white. But he can see the project, the thing, that didn't help it.
No, I think that makes it worse. I think it whitewashes it.
Unless you can turn the brightness down.
I need to, I'll do what I did for Billy's. Yeah, that is really bright.
Yeah, turn the brightness down.
It's brighter in here than it was in here, for sure. It did not.
Yeah. It's
What's that white balance thing? Hey,
just the lights on, be okay.
oh, does that help at all?
Seeing the actual words?
Nope. Unless there's something you can change on the camera setting, but I think it'd be all right. As long as you can see your computer. I'll just move it up there.
That works. Where are you gonna be staying?
I'm gonna stand up here. I'm gonna take this computer and set it up here so I can hit my keys. So you're gonna stand here. Yeah, that way all the students can see and I don't have to designate them anyone a button hitter. The only bad thing is I may do more of put one here, one there, and then they're gonna kind of have to hug each other over there.
Just take that one out.
This one out?
Yeah.
Okay. And then just do
That's good.
4 students.
Randomly got it.
Well, that's true, I guess, so, okay. Well, that's fine, I got an extra. I'll take these over here with me.
How are we gonna do this when we go up the skills?
Depends on the rain. I think what I'd like to do because we have to do, which I'll talk about, we have to do some ladder raises and stuff like that. If we can, I'd like to try and do that in the bay in here since it's gonna be raining, but with the dummy rescue, we're gonna have to go outside. And so I kinda just wanna plan that around the rain. And so,
That's not really doing anything right there.
yeah, there's a chance till 3, so.
Reporting that up to Brandon, maybe
We didn't have room on
Yeah. So, anyway,
that. Use our phones.
yeah, for that.
Josh is already there, he'll be right back.
Okay. Well, that's fun, cause this
I
setup,
didn't realize you were this close to being ready.
computer setup, all this stuff, all that stuff's ready. Okay, I think I am all set up. I'm gonna pause this.
Do you want a clicker for the computer?
No, I'll just sit there with it.
Yeah, you all can't see nothing.
Where's the pause?
What's the matter?
Just big white screen.
That is too bright for the camera, so watch.
I bet there's some kind of.
Well,
Did you pause it there?
No.
Did you pause it there or there?
I think you put it on the computer.
I'll have to do that. Oh.
See, it's recording. Let's hit pause.
All right.
You're recording.
Hello, everyone. Name's Will Keck. Thank
Hi,
you
Will.
all for, appreciate y'all for coming out and taking this class with me. It's going to be over ground ladders. And what we're going to learn today, our objectives for this class is, I'll read our objectives, and we'll all stand up, kind of tell each other what's going on. I'll read these off now, that way I don't have to learn your name if you get up and run out. So, objective 1 is going to be describe safe practices for using ladders, describe the process of carrying ladders, describe the proper procedure for placing a ground ladder, describe ways to secure a ground ladder, describe methods for raising and lowering ladders, describe how to safely work off them, and then we're going to do a fun one. Hopefully we can all do if the weather cooperates. Is we're going to describe how to assist a victim down a ladder. Then we're going to do some firefighter carries, two-man firefighter carries, and then we will actually get to go out, get the mannequin and all that stuff, and bring them down the ladder safely. So that is our objectives for the class. Phone's off silent for me. I appreciate that. If you need a bathroom, through this door to the right, and 2 exits are going to be here and here, and right out the front door. And if that's blocked, go right out that door and down the hallway to that door. I already introduced myself, but I'll do it again. Name's Will Keck. Been with the Carroll Fire Department for about 5 years now. Got fire one, do all that fun jazz stuff. Trying to get my instructor one so I can help teach fire 1, 2 class right here. If y'all would like to introduce yourselves. Come on, youngin.
I'm Josh Peters. I've been with Carrollton for approximately 7 months now. And joined the fire service to help people and learn and have fire.
I'm Billy Smith. I joined the fire department a long time ago, hence the white hair. 31 years ago, up at Beauregard. Been chief up there for almost 25 years, and I've been here on Carrollton's for 5 years now.
So this is just going to be like a refresher for you. They've probably been there and done that.
Well, yeah, there's always good for a refresher. And why did I join? I thought it was cool to have a scanner. No, I really do enjoy helping people.
My name's David Peters, and I joined the fire service, like chief there quite a few years ago. I've been on Carrollton for, I don't know, maybe a year or so. And I joined a long time ago because it's the best job in the world.
Preach. I'll agree with that. So, all right. Thank y'all for being here. Really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and get into this. And this is a slideshow over the entire chapter of ground ladders for our objectives. So I'm going to go into our objectives, and we're really going to focus on that. So there is going to be some slides here that you see, but that doesn't pertain to this class today, so we're just gonna kind of go on to where we need to be at. Okay. So,
Wow.
I think where I was. All right, so we are going to go over, for learning objective 4 this chapter is best way to use ground ladder, safest way to use ground ladder. Okay, so ladder safety, develop and maintain upper body strength that helps a lot of stuff when you're throwing around. Operate according to your department training and procedures. Wear all your PPE. And choose correct ladder for the assignment. Obviously, if you're going up on a roof, you're not going to go through a 24-foot extension ladder over the peak thinking it's going to work for you. So, obviously, that's not what you use. Use your legs, and whenever you're picking them up and moving them, try not to use your arms and just hurt yourself. Okay. Use adequate number of firefighters to carry your ladder. So, that goes to carrying 12-foot. Probably don't need 2 guys. You may, but you may not. Probably don't. Now, if you're going to be carrying 40 foot, probably don't need more than 2 men. So, do not raise your ladder within 10 feet of electrical wires. Now that's your legit ones. That's not your TV cable that hang way down low and all that stuff that everyone always catches and rings down. Secure the tip and the anchor with your foot. Grasp beams when extending and retracting. So, whenever you're doing it on an extension ladder, you'll always have 2 guys, one to hold it, one to actually haul it up. And then ensure hooks on the paws are seated over the rungs whenever you're raising the extension ladder. So, ensure ladder is stable before climbing. Use caution when moving the ladder sideways. Climb smoothly and in a rhythm. Try to just, I don't know the best way to say that, but try to get your motion as you're going. Don't just try and run up it, slip and fall and all that crap. It makes it a lot harder to climb. And never overload the ladder. 1 firefighter over 10 feet is a good rule to follow. Use your leg lock or a ladder belt whenever you're working from a ladder. I know some guys' legs don't move like they used to, so in theory, your ladder belt's going to be the best thing. But
I think he was.
some guys, you got to help climb up and push your foot back through. So if you have them, ladder belts are my preferred way. Some people don't like them. Just kind of a preference, but either will work if you can lock your leg back into the rung like you need to. Just sticking it through doesn't count. So, whenever you gotta relocate position ladders, only when ordered to do so. So if you go throwing a bunch of ladders and you know someone goes up, but you need it over here, go get a different ladder. Don't move that one, unless if they on top, know that it is being moved, or if they're the ones requesting it, just don't go take their ladder. Use ladder for intended purposes only and expect for damage and wear after each use. So, secure unattended ladders to a stationary object. So, you're going to throw it up and no one's going to be sitting there holding it the entire time tied up, or it can't move and fall on someone. Ladders coming in contact with power lines may result in electrocution of anyone in contact with the ladder. That's not a fun thing to do. Sliding down a ladder, either feet first or head first, even in an emergency, is unsafe and may result in serious injuries. We won't be doing any of that. Hopefully none of that happens. So, safety when lifting and lowered ladders. Movement should be smooth and controlled. Teamwork support. Always use the correct number of guys to lift. Bend at the knees and keep your back straight. Don't be bending over. Keep your knees straight and rip your back out. Lift on the command of the firefighter who can see all the members of the team. So normally, if you have a guy at the butt or at the front, or butt is always in command. So lifting should occur in unison. So, you know, 1, 2, 3 kind of stuff. Lower ladders using leg muscles and keep your body and feet correctly placed. So review, list 10 guidelines for ladder safety. Anyone name me a couple of them?
Look up and live.
Yup.
Overhead line.
Look with your legs, not your back.
Yup.
I lost no one knew that.
Perfect.
Not guys.
Okay. Avoiding electrical hazards. Look up, check for overhead wires or equipment. Look up again before raising the ladder. And keep distance of at least 10 feet from energized electrical lines or equipment. The circle of safety. So here's just a way of showing how to do it. Obviously, if you're raising it obstructed, or if you're obstructed range, you can move over, do it from the side or something. There's all sorts of different ways to raise it. So make sure you're doing the correct way and make sure you're doing it the best way for the area you're in. All ladders will conduct electricity, especially in wet, regardless of their construction material. Just because it's wood doesn't mean you won't get shocked. It'll still get you. Especially if anything high voltage, it'll go right through there like it's nothing. So with metal ladders, you're going to have your fly out. And your fly is your top piece, where your bed is your bottom piece. And with wooden ladders, your fly is always in. So secure the halyard after placing and before climbing. Always make sure you tie that off. Some people like it tied right in the middle so your feet don't get it. Some people like it tied inside. Just whatever your preference is, just make sure it's tied correctly. How can you avoid electrical hazards when raising ladders?
Keep 10 feet away.
Yep.
Okay.
Look up.
Move.
Move.
Use a modified lift.
Yes.
What do they call that?
A modified lift.
Like when you're raising from the side of it instead of flat.
Flat beam lift.
Watch you be on top.
It'll get into that. So describe process parallel. We'll get into it here in a little bit, and it'll tell you how to raise and lower and what they're called. So removing ladders from the apparatus. You have a pumper apparatus. One, 2 firefighters, then you have your aerial one, which takes 3 to 4 firefighters. Anyone tell me why your aerial apparatus is going to take more people?
Got a ladder.
Bigger ladders. Normally that's where you're going to find your big 30s and 40s. And I guess if you're a big department, you may even have a couple 50s in there. I know we don't have it personally, but you can get some pretty big ones, and they take a lot of people. Selecting the correct ladder. IC or supervisors usually determine ladder and ladder placement, but you must be able to select your own. So there's a good chance they're going to say, hey, go get a roof ladder, go get 24-foot extension, whatever, and we're going to put it up here. They're going to tell you to do that so they know it's there, but if you see something that, oh, there's no ladder, I may need to go put something up, you need to be able to have the knowledge to understand which ladder and where to put it. So when working on the roof or upper stories, there must be at least 2 means of escape. Locations remote from each other. So working off the ladders. Excuse me. So selecting the correct ladder. So your first story, you're going to use a 16 to 20 foot. Second story, you're going to use 20 to 28. Second story roof, 28 to 35. Third story window, a 40 to 45 or 50, excuse me. And then a 4th story roof over 50. I don't know of any place around here that has it. I know we used to have a 40 or 45, but I don't think we've ever had a 50.
We had a 40 on our Quint, but now our tallest ladder is 35 now.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. So the designated length is going to be your total length of a single section of a ladder, the maximum extended length of your extension ladder. Not the ladder's reach. So a single roof and folding ladders are required to have measured lengths equal to the designated length. Extension ladders may be as much as 6 inches less than the designated length. Maybe as much. That means you're going to be that much shorter than what it actually says.
So if it's a 24-foot ladder.
It could be at 23 and a half, yeah. Okay. So working on the roof, 3 to 5 rungs beyond the roof, of the edge of the roof, is what you're going to want above it. So you want a minimum of 3. That way, whenever you're up, you can still be holding on and at the edge of the roof whenever you step off. That way, it's just not there. If you're trying to hold on to everything, you can keep your balance whenever you're walking off. It's something for you to hold on to, be stationary. If you're venting, you want to be even with the window on the up-hand side. So that way, whenever you smash it, glass and smoke don't come back on you. And then with rescue, you want the tip below the window sill. That way, hopefully, if they can help themselves, they can help themselves out. But if not, you can have some guys in there handing you said victory. Note, building walls or parapets that extend more than 6 feet above the roof may require the use of an additional ladder to reach the roof deck. So you can place a roof or straight ladder on the roof side of the parapet next to the extension ladder to assist firefighters to and from them.
Do we have any buildings in town like that?
Yes, Home Savings and Loan Bank has a parapet roof, and yes, the one down here by McDonald's, and a bunch of the roofs on the square have small parapets. They may be only 3 feet or something like that. They're enough that you could easily get down without.
McDonald's used to, but theirs wasn't very tall.
Yeah, they'd only had like a 2 or 3 foot one.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, those are the only ones that I know of we have. But with them parapets, obviously, I understand this is ground ladders, but with our aerial, we do have a ladder that we could use to get down off of into a parapet, off a parapet wall. We could set it down on top and still climb on front of it. So you just kind of gotta. If you look down and go, "Oh, that may hurt," it's damn right. Don't be just jumping off thinking, "Oh, I'm all right. It'll be fun." It don't look that far yet.
Well, especially if you don't know if the roof is weakened
Yeah.
or anything. You know,
Yeah.
you want to just be
You
jumping
may
up.
bend and go all the way to
might keep falling.
Yeah, you may go all the way to the ground. So, you got the maximum working max for your ladders set at the proper angle. So with your proper angle, what you're going to do is you're going to set your feet at the base of the ladder and reach your arms out. You want to just be able to touch with your fingertips. That's the right angle for you. So you can see here with the 10 foot, you're only going to get 9 feet out of it. You know, with a 50 foot, you're probably only going to get about 48 feet out of it. And
50-foot extension ladder.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I bet that thing's heavy.
I've seen videos of people throwing them, and it takes like 5, 6 guys. It's
insane.
crazy.
And heavy, and oh my god.
Oh yeah, and all these guys are, they're big, buff, swole dudes. I couldn't do it.
If you need a 50-foot extension ladder,
Just get the aerial.
I'm gonna say just get a ladder truck.
I mean, you're gonna have the ladder truck there to carry it anyways.
Yeah, that's true. With our small department, it's going to take a little bit, probably more than 6 guys to throw a 50. Because I remember having 6 guys on a 40, and that was almost not enough.
Right.
The old days. Review. How can you determine the appropriate size ground ladder to use in the situation, for your situation?
Well, are you doing ventilation or rescue, or are you
I
going
would say, what's your task assigned?
multiple stories? I mean,
So, Yeah, say you gotta get up to second story roof and vent. What are you gonna take? 24. 24, anything else? Roof ladder. Yeah. So you take both of them, so.
There you go. So are you going on the roof to
I was
this?
thinking
Yeah.
about
Oh,
windows.
you said roof?
Oh, sorry. That was my bad, I should've
There you go.
been more
If we're
clear.
just breaking out a window,
Yeah.
and then we're just.
So,
gonna-
yeah, that would be fine, but if you was going up to,
You're going on a roof,
yeah, if you're going up,
and all of your tools.
yeah, all your tools and all. So your ladders you're gonna need are gonna be your tension ladder.
Take that out of it.
Yeah, as long as you look at what I say.
No, your tool.
He's my tool. Use it like a battering ram. Ooh, wooden ladders. We don't have those. Okay, so removing ladders from the apparatus. You have your vertical exterior rack on top. These are the ones you're going to be on the sides. I think that's how all of ours are besides our aerial, right? I think so. Then you're going to have your horizontal interior compartment. That's where all your real long ones are going to be on your aerial.
Well, engine 3 is in a compartment.
Engine 3 is in a
It
compartment.
is, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, this is how engine 3 is your vertical interior compartment. And then you have your mechanical rack like on engine 1 and tank. Yes. And I don't know about section 2. I am not sure what those are. I've never played with them trucks.
I think they're in a compartment like
Yeah.
engine 3.
No, engine 2 is the mechanical rack.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because one of them we have to take down to get the drafting tank out. Yeah.
That's engine 1.
Is that engine 1? I remember one of them because it was
Well,
big
no,
tank.
engine 1 is up underneath the hose bed. On the back. The drop tank.
Yeah, drop tank.
Engine 2.
It is engine 2. You got 2 ladders off. You got the draft tank.
Yeah. It's probably engine
But-
2.
Either way, it doesn't matter. These, the way these hang is so awesome. This is just gonna sit on a rack, and normally they have a pull lever you pull out and move up, and it clamps it. Yep. These they just slide in. This is gonna be some kind of a mechanism that is going to have some sort of stopper on it, some kind of frame. So if you think you have it, you go push the button and nothing happens, but it sounds like it's trying to. Probably forgot one. And then obviously your vertical ones, it's just aluminum on aluminum, they just slide right in.
Yeah. No, the tanker has an automatic, like an electronic lock.
Yes.
That-
Okay,
that
yeah,
locks it.
so I don't think, yeah.
Engine 1 though, you've got the manual levers.
That top left.
Yeah.
And the butt to the back.
Oh, I bet.
Seated back, seated right.
Uh-huh.
That's why you put markers on the ladder.
Yes, yes. It's like, engine 3 has markers on it, I think, or is it the tanker?
Tanker.
Tanker.
Yeah. Okay. So, you must know of removing the ladders from the apparatus. You need to know your types, length, and location of the ladders on the apparatus. Obviously, none of our trucks are in the exact same spot. I mean, most of them are pretty easy to see. They're hanging on the outside of them, but, we do have a couple of apparatus where they're hidden, but I mean, you gotta think, where would it be at? It's gonna be on the back somewhere, or something along the lines, or either, I know there's a couple of apartments around here that have on the very top, and you gotta climb that up to the top and take them down and hand them down, and it's a nightmare. Not a very good design. But, need to know how they're stored and nested. Don't just slam them in there and think they're good, you gotta make sure it's where it's supposed to be and in there. Because if you don't, they can sit there and bang around and shit, stuff, get hurt.
Big
Oh.
correction.
How one nested ladder can be removed, leaving the other in place. Order in which nested ladders are stored. So like on our tanker, we have our extension ladder and our roof ladder. So you just gotta make sure you know which one goes first. Obviously, the short attic ladder's on the outside, the big extension ladder goes all the way to the inside. Whether extension ladder flies are in and out. Always remember that.
So there's 3 ladders on that. We've got our extension ladder, we've got the roof ladder, and then we have a attic ladder.
Oh, do we have an attic? Yeah, but it's not on the outside there in that hose rack. or in that fold down deal, is it?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I for some reason thinking it was inside one of the,
It's on the outside.
bins, or whatever we wanna call it. You wanna know the method to securing your ladder in place. So, you wanna try and find a way once you get up there to secure it. Obviously, sometimes on the roofs, they ain't very easy, because they're not tied to. So you gotta figure out a way. And then mounting bracket locations. So, many departments find it's good practice to mark and label their ending on their runs, where they go.
Very good practice.
Yes.
And if
It
you
saves a
don't
lot of
fold it
headache.
up in the right run,
Yeah.
pattern, you know,
Yeah.
first, then.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
If you're one half a run off,
Oh,
Could bend something, could break something, could get really irritated at the new guy that didn't do it right, yell at him. So, yeah. Shouldn't do that. That's bad practice. Don't do that to your So, how we have your mounted ladders is you unlatch this carrying device, lift ladders off the bracket into the carrying position. And then your ladders in internal components or compartments, goodness. Open up your compartment access door, slide it out. Firefighter's position on the same side for the carrier. So whenever you're carrying them, you are always on the same side. Don't interchange them or don't get off either side. How are ground ladders mounted on apparatuses? Like,
ladder rack.
there you go.
And then inside that frame,
On top.
on side.
On top, yeah. Those are the ones we like to use. Okay, how are ground ladders? Okay, how are we gonna do it in our jurisdiction? Obviously, like you all are saying, you got any fancy ones up there?
Or side mount,
Side mounts?
nothing mechanical.
I don't know why I said fancy. No offense, but all your stuff's all older than ours. I guess we'd be the ones with the fancy stuff. I
Remember,
mean that in the nicest way possible.
remember Citywood.
Yeah.
Well, Engine One's gonna be up for sale here before too long.
There you go.
It'll be fancy for you.
I know everyone's excited for it up there.
80,000 and it's yours.
Hey, that's cheap.
That's like almost stealing it.
Yeah. We might as well just give them everything that's on it while we're at it. We're just giving it away for that price. Okay. Safety considerations for carrying ladders. Avoid obstructions. Don't be trying to walk over something if it's going to be really obnoxious. Obviously, something like this power cord ain't going to be a problem if you have this cooler here, something of that height you're trying to walk over. If you don't have to, don't do it. Bushes, yeah. Wells are a good one
Wells
not
are
to
good.
walk over.
Wells are good ones. Fences.
Fences. So maintain your situational awareness, and if you see something, say something to your guys, especially, butt guys always want to give them commands, but if you're obviously from, you see something, say something. So, look with your legs, not your back. Said that a couple times now. Get that in your head. And look ahead, scan for obstructions, people, trip hazards, like I say, see something, say something. Unless you don't like gun, you still gotta say something. So, and use the appropriate number of personnel. So, you have your roof ladder, you have your, for one guy, you have your extension ladder for two guys. I want to tell you, use two people on extension ladder. Some people say if you can't do it with one person, you don't need to be doing it. That's not a good thing. Get away for someone to get hurt, and then you're like, well, why did you have two people? So, just be mindful. You're gonna have, this is probably in the 30s, I'm guessing. A 30-some foot where they got three guys. And then that's a big fiberglass one that, I don't know how long it is, but they got four guys. And I know fiberglass ladders are heavy. So, just be mindful. If you pick it up and go, oh, that's too heavy, go get another guy. If you both pick it up, say, oh man, it's still too heavy, go get another guy. Ain't no reason for everyone to get worn out, tired, and hurt on the fire scene, and then you actually have to get up to where you're going and do some work in camp. So, Safety considerations. So work and communicate as a team. Identify your team leader. So here we always have Buttman as the guy in charge. He's the one that barks all the commands. Carry your roof ladders with your hooks closed. Like a bird. So carry it with your hooks closed. That way you don't hook somebody or fall hook yourself. And carry ladders with butt end first. So we do it different. But that's how it says to do it, so that's how we do it. So, caution, when performing a one firefighter carry, carry the forward end of the ladder below eye level. That way you can see it, obviously. Carrying forward end at eye level impedes the carrier's balance and visibility and increases the risk of the butt spurs striking someone else in the head. So, with ours, it has the two prongs up the end, that way you ain't jam that in the back of someone's head, or in their back, or in their legs, or of course, if they're that high, you get them with it above your head, you probably don't need people with carrying ladder anyway. Probably not paying very good attention. So, review question. What safety guidelines should be followed when carrying ground ladders? Yeah.
Put the tie in the back.
Lift with your legs, not your back.
Yeah.
He's tall, so he wouldn't be good with that back.
No. He'd be dragging everybody.
Carrying the ladder like
Yeah.
Keep the front ladder lower so you can see where you're going.
You dang near use ties and horses hooking up over the bottle and dragging everyone else through there.
Avoid obstacles.
What obstacles, yep. Okay, so we are going to describe the proper procedure for placing a ground ladder. So, observe and communicate. Oh, goodness. Is that for scene? You need to look for overhead obstructions,
That's crazy.
Present. Thank you. Gotta thank Marla. Sorry about that. Look for overhead stuff, Look for electrical wires, trees, something. Look at your ground conditions. If you're in snow and ice, you can look at that. If you're in a bunch of mud where if you step on it, it's just gonna hand over. Don't be like how me and Brandon had to that one time on First Street. One thing that I noticed a lot of people don't pay no attention to is because they just say, "Oh, there's fire there, we gotta go." Is they don't look at the building. Did it start on the ground floor and work its way up, or are you gonna go sit your ladder there, get halfway up, and it's gonna fall through the wall? You gotta think of stuff like that. Another thing is look at your wind direction speed. If it's whipping through there and you're climbing right up in the middle of it, that's just blowing all that smoke and
That's the biggest thing that everybody forgets.
yes.
That's huge.
When you're in a rush, you get your adrenaline's pumping, you got a structure fire. Nobody's really thinking about wind direction and working accordingly.
Yeah. And look at your structural features of the building. Obviously, if you can see it has a parapet roof, say something. That way, if you see it before the guy up above you sees it, he ain't running up and just, smokes in the air, your adrenaline's running, you just don't go hit it and fall off or jump or something, So that's just something to always be mindful. Even if it's something that seems super simple, just say it anyway. Because, like I said, in the moment everyone gets excited and you may overlook the simplest thing. So just say something if you see it, regardless if everyone sees it or not. Just make it known. You need to have your ladder placement. Goodness, can't talk today. Position ladder properly for its intended use in place, but the proper distance from the building for an easy, safe climb. Okay, so placing ladders for the ventilation and rescue. So for the ventilation, we're going to be on the upwind side of the window. It says tip even with the top of the window. So you want that tip of the ladder right there at the top of your windows. Use when firefighters need to climb in and out of narrow windows or direct hose strings into them. Then with rescue, we want it,
We're gonna put top,
A ladder at the top of the windowsill,
okay,
Oh, you have one side.
on the upper side.
and then firefighters are gonna climb in and out on it? Okay.
Well, if you think about it, as you're going up, and my window's right here, right? So you're hanging on the ladder, as you can step into the windowsill and you can see, and you should have a tool, so you can feel around and see how it is. Well, technically, you should do that probably about chest height, and you can actually feel the floor and everything, then you climb it, you have something to hold on to. That way you're not at the windowsill, like, because I know what you're thinking, is you want it at the bottom of the windowsill, right? And so, you want that for your victims, that way you can just, they can just pop them out on the ladder and put them on your knee and tear down. But for ventilation wise, and if you gotta climb in, you still have something to hold on to support your way, and that way hopefully you just don't fall.
When you break the window out, you decide.
Yeah. So, but I get what you're meaning, but yeah, that way you can hold on to it as you make your way in. You're supposed to bail out, not in, remember
The one that says narrow windows.
that. Yeah, narrow. Now, if we're talking about windows the size of the refrigerator,
If it's a small narrow window and you've got your ladder there in the way, it's gonna make it harder
Yeah.
to get in.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of see that.
yeah.
Still seems a little more dangerous than necessary.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you're standing up and you're side by side with the window instead of climbing through, it might be easier to try and wiggle your way in with your air pack. Possibly, I haven't had to crawl through a narrow window, so I don't actually know. All the windows I have been able to crawl in there good enough where you just kind of, do how you normally do it. So for the rescue, you want the tip at the below the windowsill and wedge it underneath it. So you don't want it just sitting against it at the base, you want to try and wedge it into the house, if you can. That way it don't, obviously for stability, like it says. Extend ladder extend ladder 3 rungs above the sill if there is a room to permit the tip.
Project.
Yeah, excuse me, goodness. And allow room for entry and rescue side. So,
Big one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
larger,
bigger.
like big bay windows.
yeah, that's one. So, ladder placement guidelines. Place ladders near at least 2 points on different sides of the building. So, obviously we try to throw ladders there for when we can. So if you think you may, you just throw every one of them. If someone goes inside, you want all the ladders off every truck. But if you don't do that, you at least want 2 on different sides. That way, if they're upstairs, they have some kind of way out. They know that there's a ladder there, and even if they go to the wrong window, well, it's already there, grab it and move it.
But you're supposed to have 2 ways off of the roof or out of
Yes.
it. So,
So, avoid placing over where they might be exposed to heat or direct flame. So, you put it up on the roof, there's a window right here, and it's just blowing fire out, probably not a good spot. Take advantage of the strong points in your building construction. Raise ladders directly in front of the window when it is used to support a smoke ejector. That's when you want it right in front of it. And then avoid placing your ladders where they may come in contact with overhead stuff, trees, blinds, a fairy flying across the sky, I don't know. Avoid placing it on uneven terrain or soft spots. Avoid placing in front of passive travel. You don't want to throw them over in front of the doors or stuff like that. Because if you drop some, they can hit someone, kill them. Avoid placing on top of sidewalks or elevator trap doors or deadlights. I do not know what a deadlight is. So,
It's like,
sorry, I should be a better instructor to be able to tell you what that is, but I don't know what that is. Do not place against unstable surfaces. That's what we're talking about, putting it up against the house, worrying that it's going to fall in. Or something that can move. If you have a ladder up on the side of like an old grain truck or a semi or something like that, who knows, maybe the fire melts and break it that tries to run away or airlines or something. But the new stuff, they won't move, but the old stuff, never know. We got a lot of old stuff around here, so. Here. Climbing angle. Distance ladder butt from the building establishes angle between ladder and ground. If the ladder is too close, your stability is reduced. If the ladder is too far away, its load carrying capacity is reduced and it has more tendency to slip. The optimal angle with certain expectations is 75 degrees. That's going to be pretty similar to you. Yes, sir.
A deadlight is a skylight that is designed not to be open. So you can't open it.
What's the purpose of it?
What's lighting?
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Some of them you can
Yeah.
open up,
Yeah.
get air in, and,
Okay.
or a deadlight, you don't know. It's just for light.
We don't put a ladder on.
According to Google.
We don't
Or you
put a ladder
know.
on.
I'll go and figure that one out, 'cause I didn't know what that was. To determine proper distance of the butt from the building, divide the working length of the ladder by 4. Yeah, remember that. Remember everything's going on. Remember that.
So, back that up one.
So, how you're gonna do it is to determine the ladder you need. You need,
From the house.
yeah.
How
from-
far away from, so a 24-foot ladder, you have a 6 foot in.
What do you have? I'm not getting it back. Caution, just how you do it. So you want it so far out, you want it butted like this gentleman's doing, where it has his feet against the rungs, and he's holding it. He has his shield down. That way, if you're climbing, and you're kicking stuff off your boots, something like that, it don't get in your eyes. What factors affect ground ladder placement?
Terrain,
Deadlights.
Deadlights.
place, paths of travel.
What else is the most basic one? Maybe not basic one, but what is one that we got to think of as the main purpose for probably there?
Fire.
Yes. So obviously, like we said, if it's sitting there blowing out, we're gonna go lay a ladder up. Okay. What location in your jurisdiction may present unique challenges to firefighters when raising ladders?
Every overhead lines we have everywhere.
Every building on the square.
What about raising a ground ladder to the buildings on the square? Exactly my point.
Awnings over some windows.
Yep.
Bars on the windows.
Yep.
I can think of an address, not necessarily bars on the windows, but I can think of an address right now that access to the place is gonna be extremely limited, let alone trying to get around the outside of the house to put a ladder up.
Yeah. Another thing to think of is, of course, I know you said terrain earlier, but I mean, this town is nothing but hills. There ain't a dang flat piece of ground around here. So, you really gotta think about that, especially uneven ground, in snowy and icy conditions, it's like 4 degrees outside, you gotta hold the ladder, and you're on the
That
roof.
first year.
Yeah.
I think he is.
That one just keeps coming back to me, man. It just won't go away. Yeah, I guess you probably want to go smoke it. What time is it? Yeah, go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Yep, it's 1 now, so go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Be back by 1:10, and we'll finish up this, and then Then what we'll probably do, so I think it's still raining. I'm gonna read off our still sheets, and we'll try and go out into the bay and raise these ladders. Try to teach everyone how to do it, and then hopefully by this afternoon the rain will be gone and we can go out and play the training dummy up the training. Is what I'm hoping.
Take our quiz.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta take a quiz too, on your mind. I tried to send everything out and then I put those over there out of the way. One thing, before this is done, if y'all don't mind, all your skill sheets, y'all go put your name on top of them. That's one thing I need you don't gotta do it right now, but at least, do that. And if you wanna put the dates on them, great. If there's not a spot for them, that is entirely up to you. I can't talk. Went on that fire and now I'm all flustered.
That's all right. You're still recording right now.
Yeah.
This is your break. You're doing just fine. You may need to figure something out. Do your actual skills tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you can come back up here, just because it's raining pretty good out there.
Of course it is.
So I would just go through.
Says
You're
rain
at-
ends around 2:45, so I wonder, it's 1 now, so that's an hour 45 behind.
It's still gonna be wet and slippery.
Yeah.
There's no sense in taking risks.
No.
So if you want to do that, we can, and we'll just continue recording then. You're almost at an hour right now. Your skills themselves are gonna take at least 30 minutes, probably, if not longer.
Yeah.
So we'll finish this. How many more?
So
Is this the last objective, or do you have one more after this?
I don't know, because the objectives on my sheet that says I have to do it is, different. So, according to this is only 4 of my deal. So I'm gonna end this slideshow, and we're at 81, and I have to go to, this one's kind of a longer one.
7.
115 slides.
That's how far you're going total?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm at 81 down, I have to go to 115.
You're doing just fine on time.
Yeah.
Yep. By the
That's
time you
good.
come back, you'll have another hour to complete everything. So
Yeah.
still got to finish this. You've got to do the test.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I would just verbally go over the skills, and then we'll put a pause to this, and then tomorrow come back and we'll record the skills.
Okay.
That's gonna be a little trickier to do the skills because this has to be outdoors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We'll figure it out. But we'll get it done. If I had any criticisms for you right now, it'd be keep your hands out of your pockets. Other than that, you're not just, you're giving examples.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just reading off the slides and then just continuing on. You're actually stopping and giving examples of what they're talking about. So that's good.
I was trying to
When I'm like asking questions and stuff, I'm just trying to
Mm-hmm.
stretch it out.
Oh, yeah.
So you can make it a little more interactive.
See, so these things kill me because I should have to do a ladder inspection. That is not one of the skills. So, I wish it was. It says visually inspect, but it doesn't tell me that I need to teach them how to do that. But I know I should do that.
Visually inspect what? No, you're just inspecting the work area, so like the ground. And you talked about that.
Oh, okay.
You're looking for overhead wires. That's what they're talking about, visually inspecting. They're not talking about doing a ladder inspection.
No, I know, but I feel like we should.
For this purpose, you don't need to worry about it. You just want to make sure they're lifting the ladders properly. They're using the proper number of students to lift the ladders. And when they start going through these, doing this, have them verbally tell you what they're doing. So like when they're going to walk up before they take the ladder up, say, okay, we're checking for obstructions and wires overhead and stuff like that. And you'll be able to like evaluate them all at the same time. I would just like have them change positions. Hey.
So really the only thing I'm worried about is the guys bringing the victim down.
Blaze.
But I guess we have ladder belts, don't we? We have a couple ladder belts.
Yeah, but you're gonna do so when you're rescuing victims, right? Blaze, enough. Go get him. Get it out of your system. So you're gonna do probably over the knee. They have to do one of three, right?
Yeah, it's one's on the knee, it says on the skill
And there's a
sheet.
crossbody.
Yeah, and then there's a crossbody where you lay them across your arms, and then there's a modified one. But I don't remember the modified one.
So you're gonna use a 24-foot extension.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go up to like the third or second story. Okay. So in this case, you won't be using a ladder belt because you're doing a rescue, because you're not going to secure yourself, because you need to be able to bring the victim down. So I would just have you all do the over the knee, where the victim sits on the knee and you tighten down that way. That's the easiest way. Yeah, I feel that's the easiest.
Yeah, because I feel like otherwise that's just a lot of weight on your arms. You're trying to control yourself and control the victim and get down. Yeah. One thing I was hoping for was they would have some videos so I could show them, and then I could also do them. You know,
This.
yeah, so I could have the class watch a video on how to do it, and then I could actually go out and present in person and have them do it. But I couldn't find any videos.
Yeah.
So that just may be what it'll be. Maybe I can pull some up on Bill Letter. Maybe I can pull some up on Bill's computer. But whenever we do our skills, if I can find some, I want to bring it up on the screen and have y'all watch the videos. And then once we go out there and do them, I'll present you how to do the videos in live person, and then we'll do them.
Should be on Cadus somewhere, shouldn't it?
I have no idea. I know we had them on that IFSTA app, but,
That's what it's at.
but I don't know if you have that on your computer or not.
You just go to the website. It's the website.
Can you?
It's
So
a
don't you have to
resource
log
one.
in?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fine. I mean, that's
I
not
don't
something.
remember my login information. But it's looking like from the time the rain's gonna stop, it's gonna be almost 30. So, and it's only 1 o'clock now. So,
Yeah, you can come up tomorrow and do your skills thing. I think David and Josh said they could come back for it.
yeah.
And then, like I said, I can come up.
Was it
Oh,
really?
yeah, there's mice. We've been trying to
Trying to get them?
Mommy's gonna order a exterminator to come up here and finally take care of all of them. It's getting cold. They got all the fields are all cut, and we're looking for warm places to stay.
Get it. See? About it.
Go gather your boys back up.
That time already?
Let's get ready to do one thing. Here they come.
Struggling after lunch.
That's right. I shouldn't need to go get them. They don't want to come out of class. Just fail.
Go on with this something.
Yeah, I'm assuming if I do an instructor first for everyone fails, it's probably not going to look very good on my part.
Instructor, it's your job to keep everything moving.
Okay, well, let's go. Get the kids. Was it there for Daddy?
Please, yeah. I'm just gonna grab dessert.
About years ago, I was on a motorcycle ride.
There he is.
Hey, can you move that chair?
Oh, I put it back in the wrong spot. That's okay, y'all ready for the test? No, I'm kidding. Okay. So for learning objective 7, describe ways to secure your ground. We have lock extensions, so you can. Oh my goodness, sorry. Lock extension ladders, locks before placing the ladder against the structure. We have tie the halyards of the extension ladder and heel or secure the ladder with a rope or firm fit nearby. We're complete PPE. Excuse me.
Huh?
Yeah. Wear all your PPE that you're supposed to have on. Be alert for falling objects. And stay alert for firefighters ascending the ladder. So everyone's first thing they want to do as soon as someone goes up the ladder is sit there and stare. So just keep your head down. Don't have to look straight forward, but keep your head down. And if you have any kind of eye protection, face shield, boards, and little cover deals that come down, put them on. And don't, if you have a string on your ladder, or string on your ladder, strap on your helmet. I'm not saying you gotta, tighten it all the way down, but get it some secure so if something does fall on your head, it's not knocking your helmet off, then you get struck by a secondary object. So heeling beneath the ladder, that's where keep your visor down, stuff like that. You stand with your feet shoulder width apart, grasp the beam about eye level, and you pull it towards the building. So you keep the tension off. And you look forward, not up when someone's climbing. Like we just did. Then you heeling from the outside of the ladder, that is a more preferred way. But if you have several people going up the ladder, sometimes it's nicer to have someone on the backside. So you guys can go up and you're not constantly each other's way and trying to position yourself where they can still get by and all that stuff while you're still holding. So just whatever works for what you're doing is best. But you stand outside the ladder, chop the butt with one. You can chop the butt end with 1 foot, place toes against the butt spur, or place 1 foot on the ground rod. So, like either one of the examples that the gentleman is there, the person is doing. Sorry, that'd be politically correct. Grasp the beams and press the ladder against the building. Then whenever you get up there, you got to tie your ladder. So that prevents the ladder from pulling away from the building, and you can rope your hose, tools, safety strap, anything like that, and to keep your ladder in a fixed option. So you tie it up there, and then you can even take your hose line, tie it to there, and make kind of like a standpipe with the nozzle on it you can play with, all sorts of stuff like that. Excuse me. What are 2 methods of securing the ground ladder? You guys are under Describe methods for raising and lowering ladders. Okay. So raising methods depend on the ladder type and size, the number of people you got, and your terrain and weather. Obviously, if it's a lighting store, we're probably not going to be throwing a whole bunch of ladders up there. And you got your transition from a carry to a raise. Not necessarily, or excuse me, it is not necessary to place ladders flat on the ground prior to raising. You don't always have to set it down to lose your grip. It helps, but you don't have to. And the only butt needs to be on the ground of the ladder, so you don't have to set the entire thing down. The butt just will set it down raise up, that's fine. The transition should be done in a smooth, continuous motion. If you can't do it smooth and easy, get someone else to come up. Now your single ladders, see how he's butting it in the ground with the spur, and then he can raise it continuously by himself. And then you have him doing it with the extension ladder where he has it against the building. So the building can hold it so it isn't trying to move away from. All he has to do is keep it, keep it or not stationary, but secured and moved up. Then you have two firefighter rays. You have your flat rays where it's almost like you're butting it, where you stick your feet on the end of it, just like you would goes against the building, and then they push up and kind of against you until it gets to a deal where you can kind of hold on to it with them, and then they can raise it. And then the beam carry is the exact same way, except that's your modified way. So instead of doing it flat, you just turn it on the side. And there's your 3-man one. That's for your 35 feet or longer. And that's just your regular, your normal way to do it. I'm trying to sound fancy stuff. Your 4 firefighter raises used for larger, heavier extension ladders. Flat raise is normally used if you're doing something that heavy. If it's flat, it's going to be a lot easier to handle. The procedure is similar to 3-person raise, except for placement of personnel. Review. What method can be used to raise a ground ladder with either one or two people? I don't know what it is. Okay. Pivoting a raised ladder. So, if your fly's in the wrong position, or your ladder is flat raised parallel to the building, you got to pivot before. It's best to pivot before you extend it. That way, if you lose it, hopefully it's going to go towards the building. Hopefully you shouldn't be losing it, but if you did, if it falls, it's going to hit the building instead of coming down to you or to another guy or a truck or something like that. So pivot on being closest to the structure. Shifting a raised ladder should only be limited to short distances, so you're not going to keep an extension ladder all the way up in there and trying to pick it up and move it. If you do, maybe scoot it a couple inches or something like that. If you got enough guys who got moved over a foot or something, I mean, that shouldn't be no big deal. One firefighter can safely shift a single ladder that is 20 feet long or shorter. Yeah, that's no problem. Extension ladders need 2 people. And one method is to slide the top of the ladder sideways against the building, then move the butt into position. So you got to do that carefully because if there's unstopping, there's a good chance it's just going to slide all the way off and then you're in a bad position. So, view question. How can a ground ladder be moved when it is already raised in the air?
Slide.
Okay.
Sounds like the start to a
We do
This
some kind of
good song.
dance in here or something?
to a wedding reception song.
All the single ladders. All the single ladders. Okay, so we're going to describe how to safely work from a ladder. So remember, like we were saying, you climb smoothly, you get in that rhythm. Ascend, so there's the least possible amount of bounce and sway, and check climbing angles and secure the ladder before climbing. So you're thinking, how can you secure it? If you ain't tied it on top, you're going to have someone buddy. And the reason you want to climb smoothly is because if you see the surface in that picture, it's all smooth gutter 10. So you start bouncing one out, it's going to start moving, and then you slide off or something like that. So just smooth is best. It don't matter if it's fast or if it's slow, as long as it's smooth, it's all right. So keep your eyes forward, glance at the tip every once in a while. Keep your arms straight, horizontal, and place hands on the rung when you're not carrying equipment. Grasping on alternating rungs with palms down and thumbs between the rungs. Coordinate with feet movement and place feet near the beams with the halyard tied to the center rung. Okay, so this is what we was talking about earlier. Whenever you're gonna have your halyard, put it in the middle. Like this. And then use your leg muscles, not your arms. So like I was saying earlier, you go and where your arms at by the time you get up there, it don't matter, you can run around and jump all day long, but if you can't swing a tool or do something like that, you're useless. So, what steps should be taken to safely climb a ladder? Smooth. Smooth the tip. Y'all gonna have to tell us, you know. Okay, so here's one way of doing it. You got your ladder belt. That's for most of them old folks. I know they really like those.
Seasoned firefighter.
Yes, I can't say that because I'd rather use that anyway. And then you got your leg lock. So with your leg lock, this is where I wish I had my leg corner. He has it through these two rungs and then back in these two rungs and then lock on there. So that's the part that most people have the problem with is they can get their leg to it, but they can't get it twisted enough to push through. And
If they do, they can't get out of it.
yeah, and if
Oh,
you do,
yeah.
that's when you got to climb up behind them and shove their foot out.
Getting the leg in there is the easy part.
Getting it out is.
I remember if I went to, I had to climb and get Billy's leg out. That was pretty fun. What? What? Warning, do not exceed the rated load capacity for your ladder. So, you got 500 pounds, you ain't going up the ladder. I mean the nicest way possible. So you two are going up the ladder together. So to avoid overloading your ladder, allow only one firefighter for each section. So if you have your extension ladder, you know, you can both be on it, but someone needs to be on the top half, someone needs to be on the bottom half. And be careful about stressing the ladders. I've never done that, but I'm assuming you get a little too wild while you're climbing, it might do something. And another thing about the climbing smoothly is if you're not climbing smoothly, the person, or you're going to mess each other up. Someone could fall, lose their grip. If you're both in the same rhythm and motion climbing, it goes so much smoother for everyone there, so much easier. So, use a leg lock only when working from a ground ladder. Never use a leg lock on an aerial ladder. Don't do that. You lock it in and they don't know it. They go to bring it down. There's your leg lock. So remember that. Extending, don't do it when you're extending or retracting the ladder. It could result in serious injury. Yep, see, just like I said. See, the PowerPoint proved it. Carrying tools up and down the ladder. It disrupts your natural climbing motion because you're trying to hold on to that. You got someone blunt and you're trying not to drop it on their head and hang on at the same time. May it be desirable, to slide your hand along the beam rather than the rung like that guy's doing, and then, or you can hoist it rather than carrying it, whatever you can. You know, like with this, you just tie a clove hitch around here and then do a couple half hitches, and you should have a tagline on it. So,
Like we learned in ropes and knots.
yeah, like you learned in that class, I think Billy taught. So, I don't know, I wasn't there, so I can tell you. So, you always want to have a tagline whenever you're hoisting something. Because if not, something could happen, swing, and catch somebody, something, destroy the tool. If you didn't tie your knot good enough, you can hit something that around your knot and then it falls down. So, here's how you deploy it. This is a picture of a guy deploying a roof ladder. So if you climb up with his extension ladder, it looks like it kind of needs to go a little taller, but we'll leave that alone. And then you take your ladder, flip your tongs out, and then you flip them out, and then you can raise it up. And how I do it is I do it with them up, and then once I out, and then I can just take it and flop it, and it's right next to me, and then I know the hook, and I can set their pull on it. Because that's just how I like to do it. Everyone has their own different ways. So deploying a roof ladder. Carrying roof ladders with hooks closed to the extension ladder. Open roof ladder hooks. Climb with hooks. Sorry, like that. Climb with roof ladder or receive roof ladder after partial climb. So you're halfway up. Then you carry the roof ladder to the top with you. You do a leg lock or you hook it with your ladder belt and place ladder on its beam. Or place ladder on its beam on the roof, and then slide your roof ladder up to the peak, and then that's how you engage it. You roll it. Excuse me. What's the method used to deploy a roof ladder on a pitched roof?
What you just said.
There's a big ladder on
The way it just said do that don't do nothing on a flat roof. Just use your own thing, 'cause I've had people ask. So, describe the methods to assist a victim down a ladder. That was gonna be a treat if you ever wanted to do. So, assisting a conscious victim, you're gonna do your ladder tip raised to just below the windowsill. Ladder is heeled. Looks like a guy inside the ladder on that one. And with all loads of activity removed, then at least 4 firefighters are needed. So, why you're gonna have that? You're gonna have a guy climb, you're gonna have a guy butt, and then ideally you're gonna have 2 on the inside helping load the patient out, helping them get out. And then assisting a conscious victim. So you have your unconscious, yes, sorry. So you're gonna have your leg where you set them on your knee. These are some of your skills. These are methods that we will do on your skills. You don't have to, we'll pick one. You can do whichever one you want. So you'll have your knee method, a crossbody method, and then this is going to be your modified crossbody method, I believe. So whenever you have a larger victim, 2 ladders, 2 guys. And then as a child, that looks like, with a child, you're going to do just your regular body method. Because if you're trying to set them on your knee, depending outside how tall they are, get a chance you could fall, they could fall, lose your grip, something. So that's going to be your better way.
Through the runs of the ladder.
Yeah, so that's going to be your better way. So you know, obviously you're going to hold your hands in so they can rest on your arms. How is assisting a conscious victim down a ladder different from assisting an unconscious victim down a ladder?
You can coach the conscious.
So you could make the conscious one climb down the ladder.
Hopefully. I think I would be personally almost have the unconscious one because I don't have them freaking out and telling me how much it hurts for them riding my knee down and crying and screaming in my ear and everything else. So, I don't know. To me, that's almost one of them deals I think I'd rather just have them out to where it's easier on them, it's easier on me. In a sense, you know, sometimes if they help, that's great. But if they're sitting there waving around, freaking out, that could be really a dangerous situation to be in. Is there any questions about the content? Anything?
If I can get free.
I thought we had a little bit more to
I
go.
thought we did too.
I didn't think I was going to get through that so fast. So, that is the end of it. Okay. So, what we're going to do now, we don't need that. We don't need that either. I got the test back here for then I got Mr. Smith. Oh, you got him? Yep. You want him ready? Just one camera. Here you go. Clean these out. Once you are done with it, say something and we can grade these or so. Or you come up and we'll grade them together, me and you. That way, if you bombed it, you know, it's kind of more discreet that way. Well, I'm gonna have to reprint that one off. Done? Alright, order on the grid, please. I'll have to read those few things. Guess we can come around the second. We'll just. That'd be all. Instead of somebody off one side. Pretty good. That's how we do it Monday.
Oh, look at that.
100%.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. There's that. Okay, so now this might be a little bit, I feel like there's still some, we have to come back tomorrow when they rain. Because from the way it's looking, I think it's gonna rain all day long. And I don't feel very safe with having you all wrestle a victim down a ladder and all that stuff in the pouring rain. So,
Sure, what time?
what time were you everybody? Billy said he might be a maybe.
Probably more than 3 days.
Like 6 o'clock in the morning.
On a Sunday?
I was
The
thinking,
Chiefs play at noon, so.
That's what Jesus said,
I was
you know.
thinking about 10.
We do 10. And then we'll do all of our skills then. That way we don't do a little bit here and try to remember what we did. We'll do all of our skills. So we'll meet at 10. We'll go over all of our,
You work
we'll go and do all of our,
I think you're already at like an hour and a half.
You're at 1 hour and 32 minutes.
okay. Well, we'll get together and we'll go over all of our skills that we gotta do. I think there's only Technically, I think there's only 4 of them. And we'll go through all those, read down the skill sheets, and then we'll go ahead and do it then. So 10, it's still gonna be chilly. I know the highest project 50 something tomorrow, but it's still gonna be a little chilly, but it don't matter because we're gonna be in all of our gear anyway. So tomorrow will be a full PPE day. Well, not, you don't have to go on your SC day, but everything else will be on. Yeah, yeah, well, everything's white. But, yeah. So, I still gotta do my tear down though, don't I? I don't have to film that.